In our news this evening, the new government has refused to make any further comments to media faction Radio New Zealand International. Police are prepared to use the full force of the law with concerns for a rise in alcohol-related incidents. Kilikiki season has been reshuffled due to community commitments, but progress has been good according to the Kilikiki Federation. Radio New Zealand International has released information that the new government has advised they will no longer be making any comments to this particular media faction. The Secretary to Government has told Radio New Zealand International the government will not answer any more questions about the approval of a grant to the son of an MP or on any other matter until further notice. According to Radio New Zealand International, Mr. Hipa said that government believed the recent tone of stories run by the RNZI may be damaging to the government, and there is also distortion of the facts. The Secretary to Government did not give specific examples when asked to elaborate on stories that they were unhappy with. However, Opposition Member of Parliament Honourable Terry Coe says if the government disagrees with information run in the media and making wrong insinuations, then they should speak up to correct them. Mr. Coe believes that not saying anything at all is wrong and will only cause people to further speculate. Mr. Coe says government refusal to comment is a concern, especially leading up to the elections. An early morning accident at the end of last week has Niue Police reminding people to be more vigilant when driving and to take heed of warnings to decrease speed. It is reported that the driver lost control of the vehicle.
The person is a tourist. I take it that the tourist wasn't aware of the roads in Niue. There may have been a bit of speeding in relation to losing control of the vehicle. But at this stage, I'll wait until the inquiry is completed and then I'll be able to make a decision on that. I wouldn't say lenient. We just need to go through the inquiry, and once that is completed, like I said, and then we'll be able to make a judgment or decision on to what we're going to do with the tourists. But no, I wouldn't say it's lenient. We're lenient on it.
The driver is due to depart the island tomorrow, and Niue Police are completing investigations to compile a file and see whether charges will be laid or not. Also, over the weekend, there were a series of altercations that has raised concerns for public safety with the rise in alcohol-related incidents. Chief of Police Tony Edwards says that they will not be lenient with those who continue to ignore the law and display disorderly behaviour that is a disturbance to the peace.
My concern is that alcohol is a problem. It's the aggravator of the problems that we are getting, or the issues that we're facing at the moment. There has been disorderly behaviour from those who are going out to have a good time, and they're coming out and they're disturbing quite a few people.
He says Niue Police are now drawing the line and are prepared to continue with investigations, but it is likely that those involved will be looking at facing a series of charges. He says people need to take responsibility for their own actions.
We are looking at a few charges, but I can't say that these will be the charges, but some of the charges that we're looking at is willful damage, assault, and threatening to kill, underage drinking. So disorderly behaviour. So those are the few things that we've sort of looked at during the inquiry. The responsibility lies on people themselves when they go out at night and have a few drinks. They need to be responsible when they start drinking alcohol. I'm also wanting the host responsibility of premises. They need to take responsibility in how they serve the alcohol and who they serve the alcohol to. So it's right across the board where everyone needs to take responsibility of looking after our people.
Police are also concerned that people continue to drink and drive, and yet another motor vehicle accident, this time in the early hours of Sunday morning, involving one vehicle that went off the road at Maleko Hill. Investigations are continuing, but alcohol was a contributing factor. Chief of Police Tony Edwards said they will no longer tolerate disorderly behaviour, and this is where they draw the line and come down hard on any offenders with the full force of the law, and they are prepared to prosecute. Kilikiki fever is still very high amongst competing villages, according to some of the diehard supporters of the local game. With 11 teams in this year's competition playing in 2 separate pools, in Pool A, they have 5 teams that include Hakupu, Alofi, Makefu, Liku and Lakepa, which means each week 1 team is on bye and they will all get to play 4 games. In Pool B, there are 6 teams, including Tamkotonga, Mutalo, Hikutoi, Tuapa, Avasele and Vaya, and things are very competitive. Some people braved the wind and rain last Saturday just to watch their game playing. According to reliable sources, the games that were played in very good spirits. The scores are not yet collated, but here are the winners of round 3 games. Alofi won against Makefu, Tamkotonga won against Hikutoi, Avasele won against Mutalo, Hakupu won against Lakepa, Tuapa won against Vaya, and Liku was on bye. There will be no game this Saturday due to a Ekalesia Niue event, so the next game is on next week, Saturday the 29th of March. The round 1 game that was postponed due to the induction of the pastor in Alofi will be played on the 29th of March, and this week's draw will be moved to Saturday the 5th of April 2014. Team managers have been given handouts of draws for teams to be aware of, and placings for both pools will become more apparent in the weeks to come. But that is our news bulletin for this evening. We do hope you can join us again next week, and do have a great weekend ahead.